needed, we wanted to, make a name for ourselves. And that got picked up by the New York Times. And the New York Times wrote an article, Rap with a Graffiti Beat. And that started getting our name out, because now people were not only seeing it on T-shirts, and we were marketing that way. We were selling that at the back of Larry's car. And we figured the next step was we needed a home base. And we were thinking about, we were a bunch of graffiti writers, kind of like half retired, because, we already did our thing. Doing a T-shirt line out of a car is cool. We were moving product, but it would be better if we had a home headquarters. So we built a little storefront, sort of like a social club, called BMT Lines. And it was the first graffiti store by graffiti writers that you come get supplies, come get streetwear. Shout out
Gilson,
to,
right?
Yeah, it was.
The first one was on Gilson.
Yeah, it was right around the corner from my house. And yes, we went to Fort Hamilton High School. I think we spent more time pitching quarters outside Fort Hamilton High School. But yeah, that's where some of the access that we went to Fort Hamilton. And Quinn goes to Fort Hamilton, which is, were you supposed to be going to prom?
Yeah, all that prom, graduation, all that stuff was like senior night and stuff like that. But now it's all canceled.
So what do you guys do?
Huh?
What are you guys gonna do? You gonna have like a Zoom prom? Like
Hell no.
IG prom, like Zoom? You're gonna Zoom your date?
Hell no.
No?
No. That's bad.
What can you do? Why don't you throw a little Fort Hamilton High School little concert from your bedroom? We're here in Quinn's bedroom, by the way. There's a way BMT Lines, and this was the beginning of the streetwear craze. Shout out to Hayes and Stagg, because I went into his store, and I showed him my line, and the line was basically, let me find I'm gonna find the catalog. This was one of the first T-shirts. It was a collage. To the insides, the BMT insides. So at this time with the group, we were making music in our apartment house down the block, and BMT Lines would be the hangout, and we'd all go hang out up at BMT Lines and trade war stories and hang out with the fellas and play cards and conjure up the line of work. And a lot of the artwork came together by myself and Donna and basically Dino from the Lordz of Brooklyn was another like crazy artist and illustrator, and we were all doing things, and we came together and to form created. I mean, this was the first of its kind. We built a train station inside the store, and Donna built a replica of a front of an R train, and basically it was a shop. We sold clothes there, caps, magazines. Big shout out to Skills. We had Skills magazine, Can Control. We had a bunch of magazines there, and that started like giving the band more of a buzz, like a street buzz, because if you don't have a ton of money, you have to market yourself by any means necessary. So if it's little stickers or photocopying stickers or doing whatever you have to do, you want to catch people's attention. So as we're honing our craft as MCs, we we were mailing it out, and we were trying to get in trade shows and trying to find out how you're going to get into whatever stores. And like I said, the guy James gave us our first big break by putting us in a store called Union. And Union, like if you got yourself in Union, that was like the top. That was the cream of the crop. Big shout out to Dante Ross. What's up, Dante? in Union, and that was grassroots marketing at its best, and that was streetwear in the beginning stages of what they call streetwear, and we were fortunate to be surrounded by some of the best, and this little store in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, and a lot of people from Japan were coming in, and pilgrimage. It was crazy. It was like they were coming from all over the world to our little store and buying everything off the shelves, and it just gave us the energy and the inspiration. Now, the funny thing about it now, and I got Steve on. They were definitely on the prowl, and this is when, appreciated graffiti the way they should have. Graffiti kind of was always like, it was considered like what's the word I'm looking for? Give me what I'm looking for. It was considered a life. It was life. I'm trying to. It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, they didn't dig what we were doing, so we grew up, and in the grammar school, they were actually were 3 floors up, like it promoted graffiti and quality of life. Thank you, Mello. Quality of life, man. It was like, so pain in the ass. So, and Larry will tell you, man, we had crazy times. Dino will tell you too. He lived in the store. People trying to, all hours at night. So let's find another demo, early demo. So if we weren't rapping about graffiti, we rap. Wow, Bobby Rell, that's what's up. It was like a community of from or what your background was. It was unity amongst kids, and who wants to see kids getting along, right? I mean, they want to put a stop to that by all means, but we play Bond the System already, Seva. So this one, if we weren't play another demo. There's all 4-track stuff, man, from the apartment building. Let's play Brooklyn Pride. Big shout out to Crook, because you'll hear the hook. You'll understand what I mean. Turn it up. Yeah.
You got cooking. Stuck on my rock like a hard rock. You leave in the zip lock. Keep your mouth shut when you're talking to a cop. You might find this shit at the tattoo parlor. Maybe sing his name or get his mouth for his mother. I'm an LOB and my toys on my chest. I love a Brooklyn girl with the cap. The suit dress, I got the rats. The beer. You know I'm walking the wall. I write my name and graffiti on the wall.
Yo, that's, you feel how raw those are. Those are like, my brother was coming with that heat, like straight with the SP 1200. We actually, when I went on tour with the House of Pain, Lethal's father purchased a bunch of SP 1200s, and my brother got his hands on the first SP 1200, and it went from using this music even much more. I mean, you hear the SP 1200 like it's raw. It's got its own sound in it, and it let you sample a little longer than the Digitech did.
How long did it take him to learn that? Though? Like,
he learned it quick because my brother, Adam was a DJ, so he was like already like keeping time. He was already like that. So, and the answer Dante's question was Bay Ridge a ghetto? I mean, there was parts of Bay Ridge, like it was economic. Like there's parts in Bay Ridge that certain blocks they called our avenue the Galveston Ghetto because it was rough. It was like comics, man. It's like those apartment buildings. You can come from like a shitty apartment building, a welfare apartment building, and then 3 blocks down you have $1 million homes. There was always kind of a push and pull of being, the haves and the have-nots, and that made for a lot of animal. Find something like music and art, you start bringing people together, and like you'll be surprised, and like Rel was saying, like black kids, white kids, Latino kids, like that. My block was my house was open, where my mom was she was open-minded, and she was like a hippie chick, and she she was a waitress, and she knew we would be running the neighborhood, and she, it didn't matter who came in the door, she always had a bowl of pasta or something, that she always tried to make everybody feel at home. And people know that grew up with me what kind of mom we had, and what we were doing in the neighborhood and what we were trying to do. I mean, yeah, me and my brother, like we had a hunger, and we needed to find a way to get out of a bad situation. You were part of something that was more than just, it was hard. It was real, true grit of doing something that you loved. And you're making music. I'm gonna play one of my son's songs. Stop talking about us so much. I mean, we are celebrating the 25th anniversary, but it's also a celebration of family at this time and being around your family. And